Earlier this week, Jennifer Bonjean made the fantastic decision to deactivate her Twitter after getting into a back and forth with a few individuals, and one of those individuals was Shabazz. If you do not know who Shabazz is, he is the man who directed the documentary about R. Kelly named Precedence. And for those of you who have been following this case closely, you know that documentary featured Azriel before she flipped on R. Kelly, and she was saying nothing but wonderful things and denying that she was harmed and yada yada yada. But anyway, I'm just glad that Jennifer is off Twitter. You know, I'm glad she's off Twitter. I know she was trying to keep us updated as fans, but there are a lot of people out here who are not fans of R. Kelly and who want him to remain behind bars, and they're doing anything they can to agitate her on social media so that she would get fed up and just say, you know what, fuck it, I can go live my life, fuck this shit, and leave R. Kelly hanging without attorneys. So I'm glad for her peace of mind and for her own mental health that she got away from the niggatry that's going on Twitter. We got to cut this shit out, y'all. I don't know who all is doing it, but like I said before in previous videos, do not contact R. Kelly's attorneys. Do not contact the women that are representing R. Kelly. He has two women representing him. He has Jennifer Bonjean and Blair Cohen representing him. And these two women are very capable attorneys, and we got to let them do their job. We got to let them do their job. We're not attorneys. Nothing else can be done on our end. All of the sending videos of what these women were saying, we did that before the trial and during the trial. We did it with the previous legal team, and unfortunately he was convicted. None of those YouTube videos and none of the stuff on social media is going to help him in the appeals process. You know, that is strictly on the attorneys and the judges. We have to allow these attorneys to do their jobs. I'm glad that she is off Twitter. I hope she stays off Twitter and works in silence. The only thing I want is R. Kelly free. That's it. She don't need to give me no update, because I see how people are behaving, and you know, it's a shame that people don't understand that R. Kelly's life and freedom is on the line. The man is looking at life. The man is looking at life for fucking with some goofy dumb bitches who should have never had the opportunity to see his dick, because he is such an important figure. But because he never, you know, he never was the type that was uppity. He's very humble. He fucked with a lot of women that he really shouldn't give him a second look, you know, because he's R. Kelly. But he didn't have that arrogant way about him. He just sees himself as a guy from Chicago that made it, and he always kept people around him that were regular people because he see himself as a regular guy. But as we see, that was a big mistake, because these chicks became entitled to his wealth, and they felt like, oh, you gonna break up with me? I sucked your dick, R. Kelly. You got to give me $1 million. So I'm gonna say that you kidnapped me, you tied me up, I did things against my will. R. Kelly is in deep trouble, and we finally have an attorney who cares about him. This is not like Greenberg, who was always throwing shade at R. Kelly. Jennifer Bonjean actually cares about him. She's the first attorney to say free R. Kelly, and you could tell in her motions that she genuinely believes that he has been done wrong. He has been done wrong. Do not irritate any of the attorneys to the point where they want to give up this fight. Fans can irritate attorneys to the point and make him want to give up his fight. Do not get involved in anything that he has going on. Those two women are his best shot at getting out. Jennifer Bonjean and Ashley Blair Cohen. I think that's her name. I think Ashley is her first name, but I know her middle name is Blair. Miss Blair Cohen are going to do an excellent job of cross-examining the whores in Chicago. And you know Geronda Pace is going to be back on the stand in Chicago. So I can't wait to hear how Jennifer cross-examines her. Because she's a woman, so she's gonna be able to do things that Cannon can't. You know. R. Kelly needs these two white women to walk in the court with him, y'all. There's an all-white prosecution team with white women prosecuting R. Kelly. He needs these two white women to walk in the court so it could be an even field. He can't have no man walking in here defending him against these allegations. Stop harassing the attorneys. There's nothing for us to do. Don't call them, don't email them, don't DM them, don't say nothing to them. Let them do their jobs. Stay out of it. We already know that Jennifer Bonjean is trying her best to not get R. Kelly life over there in New York when the feds really want to fuck him up. They want him life without the possibility of parole, like he's a fucking murderer. And they want to send him to a supermax prison. I don't want that to fucking happen. I don't want that to fucking happen. R. Kelly don't deserve this, y'all. He doesn't fucking deserve this. Richard Arline Jr. gets sentenced on June 8th. He was supposed to get sentenced on the 14th, but they switched it up to June 8th. And they're asking for, his lawyer's asking for the feds to pay for him to have first-class tickets going to the sentencing and coming back from the sentencing. So I guess they already worked out a deal with Richard Arline Jr. to where he's not going to get any time. I believe he might get some probation. I don't think Richard Arline Jr. is going to get any time. And I also think they're going to have him testify in Chicago. They're going to have him tell that same story he told in New York in Chicago. And he's going to be like an extra witness. They're trying to fuck him up, y'all. They're trying to fuck R. Kelly up. Richard Arline Jr., John Doe #1, the lying-ass motherfucker. His wife done left him, too. He done took down all the pictures with him and his wife on Facebook. And his wife took down all the pictures. Well, I think she kept up one picture with them in it. But they not together anymore. They not together anymore. So, and apparently he doesn't have a job. Richard Arline Jr. is just focusing on his whack-ass music career. The nigga can't rap, you know, and he said R. Kelly stopped his opportunity. No, nigga, you stopped your opportunity because you can't fucking rap. And you a sorry-ass son of a bitch. Lord have mercy. The feds really are a gang. When you hear about how they planted evidence on the dude from the Nexium cult, the dude Keith Raniere, who got convicted, now he's up in the Supreme Court trying to get his conviction overturned because they planted child pornography on his devices. And you telling me that the feds are not capable of sitting up here and telling people a lie so that they can secure a conviction? These people are demonic. These people are demonic. They can break the law and they do too much. And they ruin people's lives. They ruin people's fucking lives. I'm upset. I'm enraged. The closer it gets to R. Kelly's sentencing date, the more sad and upset and angry I get, because Judge Donnelly is a fucking whore, and she's a fucking racist, nasty bitch, and we already know what she's getting ready to do. We already know she's not going to overturn that verdict. We already know she possibly is going to side with the prosecution and give him life. Life behind bars. These people are demonic. And none of these parents doing any fucking time. Unbelievable. Fuck Azriel. Fuck Geronda Pace. Fuck the feds. Fuck everybody who was against R. Kelly. Free R. Kelly, and fuck anybody who don't like him.